It's Wednesday, February 5. In the headlines, there are mixed views in Parliament about the gag clause in the Integrity Commission Act. In business news, NCB's Financial Group Limited announces 2 key corporate updates. Regionally, St. Lucia to establish a task force on implications of new U.S. tariff and immigration policies. In sports, Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago gear up for 2 upcoming friendlies. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Various organizations are calling for the removal or modification of the gag clause in the Integrity Commission Act. But government members of the Parliamentary Committee reviewing the Integrity Commission Act have signaled that they will be recommending the retention of Section 53, subsection 3, the so-called gag clause, arguing that there are concerns about how the anti-corruption body conducts investigation. The matter was discussed during a parliamentary committee meeting on Tuesday, where members from both sides are reviewing the act. Section 53, subsection 3, prevents the Integrity Commission from commenting on any investigation until the probe is complete and the investigation report is tabled in Parliament. Several non-governmental organizations and private sector bodies are calling for its repeal. Government Senator Shireen Golding read some of the submissions.
The Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal recommends for Section 53.3. JAMP asks the members of this committee to support the need to amend Section 53.3. To allow for notification that an investigation into a matter, and they have a matter in brackets, has commenced and not an investigation that names persons. The recommendation of the Integrity Commission with respect to Section 53.3, which addresses confidentiality regarding all matters under investigation, it is recommended that the Commission be vested with the authority to comment on the initiation of investigations and on aspects of an ongoing investigation as deemed necessary and appropriate.
Jamaicans for Justice does not want it amended. Instead, they are calling for its repeal.
Then Section 53.3 should be amended or repealed. And the rationale, JFJ believes that Section 53.3 should be amended to be a discretionary clause where the Commission has autonomy to publicly share findings based on the sensitivity of the investigation. This amendment would compare to the Serious Fraud Office Act under Section 36, which is dubbed Secrecy of Certain Information Relating to Serious Fraud Office Business.
For her part, Senator Golding says she is wary of the gag clause being removed, but she's open to further discussion. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck was clear about his view.
My position is Section 53 was put there to avoid reputational damage to public officials, so that if you start commenting on an investigation, from you say that a person, or for that matter, a municipal corporation is being investigated, it raises so many reputational damage.
Opposition member Julian Robinson agreed.
I think, like Member Chuck, I do have the concerns about the inability to repair damage once an announcement is made, and that great care must be taken in how we treat with this particular clause. I think that the challenge is and I know investigations take a long time, particularly related to financial matters. I think the length of time in tabling reports, is what gives rise to the speculation and the anxiety.
Committee Chairman Edmund Bartlett commented that it appears the members of the committee were leaning towards retaining the controversial clause. 126 roads have been earmarked for repairs across the island's 63 constituencies. The work falls under the government's $45 billion Road and Infrastructure Development Project. Minister with Responsibility for Works, Robert Morgan, updated Parliament on Tuesday. He expounded on the project during Wednesday's post-cabinet press brief.
Minister Morgan announced that the ministry has issued its first work order covering 42 parish council roads across 8 parishes.
Work Order 1 begins now. Well, it has actually already begun, which includes 42 roads across 8 parishes. And we would have sent letters to all the municipal corporations, Minister Mackenzie, advising them of the roads, because the majority, all the roads that we're going to be repairing now are what you'd colloquially refer to as parish council roads. We have not started repairing any main roads.
He explained that this is just the first of several work orders set to roll out in the coming weeks.
On the 14th of February, Work Order 2, which would include another 42 roads to another 21 constituencies, will be issued to China Harbour. And then on the 28th of February, the third work order will be issued to China Harbour, which will account for 126 roads and will cover all 63 constituencies. So by the end of February, all 63 constituencies will be assigned a minimum of 2 roads to be repaired under the SPARK program.
To clear up any confusion, the minister assured that these roads are not the only ones slated for repairs.
This is not the only amount of roads that will be repaired under SPARK. We still have more work orders to come after these 3 work orders. Plus, we have about 63 main roads, Mullines Road and several other roads across the island, main roads, that are to come under SPARK.
Minister Morgan reaffirmed the government's commitment to repairing as many roads as possible within the available budget for each constituency.
We will not be able to fix all 630 roads in this financial year, but we're going to fix as many as possible. Out of the 10, we expect some constituencies will get 9 roads, some will get 8, some will get 7, based on their budgets. But we are going to do everything we can to ensure that we fix at minimum the 10 roads that were recommended over the next several months.
Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon has announced new routes being serviced by the state-run Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the JUTC. The 504 route will travel between Chapelton and Maypen in Clarendon. Service starts today, Wednesday, February 5.
The new route will serve passengers traveling via Turners and New Longsville, offering a regular service operated from the Spanish Town Depot.
She says smart card discounts are available.
Commuters will benefit from an affordable fare structure of adults, $100 when using a smart fare card, and $150 when using cash. So, of course, get your smart card. It makes financial sense. Seniors and students will pay $50, and if you're using the smart card, it will be $150 in cash.
Minister Morris-Dixon also noted the new route 52B in St. Andrew,
which is a new weekday service connecting Castleton Gardens in St. Mary to Halfway Tree. And effective Monday, Route 52B started operating 4 trips daily in each direction, and it made stops along Toms River, Temple Hall, and Golden Spring. And they have the departure times are available online, and these fees are very, very affordable. So students, children, and persons with disabilities, it's $20 using your smart fare card, $100 if you use cash. For seniors, it's $25, and for adults, it's $50 if you're using your smart card.
Minister Morris-Dixon was speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet press brief at Jamaica House. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz has pledged to collaborate with the Jamaica Constabulary Force to improve road safety awareness following Sunday's crash in St. Anne involving Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake. The crash occurred when a Toyota Fielder overtook traffic and collided with Blake's vehicle. Minister Vaz called the incident a reminder of the dangers of reckless driving, stressing that no motorist is safe when safety is disregarded.
It's very unfortunate, and I'm very happy I spoke to him yesterday that he's okay and everybody is okay. I think the driver of the other vehicle suffered some minor injuries. So that's one good thing. But at the same time, it really gives a wake-up call to all of us motorists to know that no matter your position in government or in opposition or in the police force, once you're a motorist, you're at risk. And therefore, I mean, the fact of the matter is that the Commissioner would see in his moving around the indiscipline that I see every day. And I'm committed to work with the police through the Ministry of Transport and the Road Safety Council to try and see what we can do.
Minister Vaz also revealed that last month, his ministry announced plans to allocate a portion of traffic ticket fines toward funding a public education campaign on road safety. He expressed eagerness to launch the campaign in the near future.
I'm happy to say that I have gotten verbal confirmation of the allocation of 5% of the traffic tickets, which total some $2.something billion for 24, to the Ministry of Transport to develop the public safety campaign and road safety campaigns. What we have now is ad hoc campaigns because of the lack of funding. And therefore, I put up a great fight. So I expect that in the 25-26 budget, 5%, which is substantial money, enough to do what we need to do to put a professional campaign together to really tackle the issue of public education and road safety on our roads in Jamaica.
Jamaicans are being warned about a new scam involving fraudsters impersonating Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake on WhatsApp. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says scammers are reaching out to individuals, engaging them in conversation before making urgent requests for assistance, usually to purchase items for a so-called important cause. They also insist on secrecy. But when victims try to call, the fraudster claims the commissioner is in a meeting and can't talk. The JCF is making it clear neither the commissioner nor any officer would ever solicit money or assistance in this way. The public is being urged to stay vigilant and avoid engaging with suspicious messages. If you receive one, don't respond. Report it immediately to the Fraud Squad, Crime Stop, Police Emergency, or the NIB tip line. 2 curfews are currently in effect in the Clarendon division, impacting areas of Hayes and Portland Cottage. These curfews are set to remain in place until 6 p.m. on Wednesday, February 5. For Hayes, the curfew boundaries are as follows. North from Wembley Centre of Excellence to New Village along an imaginary line. South from Land Lease to Raymond's along an imaginary line. East from New Village to Land Lease along an imaginary line. And west from Raymond's to Wembley Centre of Excellence along an imaginary line. For Portland Cottage, the curfew boundaries are north from Portland Cottage crossing to Shearers Heights entrance along the Portland Cottage Main Road. South from the back of Shearers Heights to the intersection of Dry Hill Road and Jackson Bay Road along an imaginary line. East from Shearers Heights entrance to the back of the community along an imaginary line. West from Dry Hill Road and Jackson Bay Road to the Portland Cottage and the Rocky Point intersection along an imaginary line. During curfew hours, residents within the boundaries must remain indoors unless given prior authorization by the person enforcing the curfew. Several companies listed on the stock exchange have released their quarterly and annual financial results. Innovative Energy Group Limited, trading as Energy, has reported an unaudited net profit of $12.29 million for the 6-month period ending December 31, 2024. Jamaica Teas Limited posted its unaudited first quarter results, revealing a net profit of $65.09 million for the period ending December 31, 2024. Meanwhile, 138 Student Living Limited has shared its audited financials for the 12 months ending September 30, 2024, showing a modest 1% increase in year-end net profit. NCB Financial Group Limited has revealed 2 major corporate updates. First, the company announced that a connected party sold 9 million NCBFG shares on January 30, 2025. Additionally, the Board of Directors will meet on Wednesday, February 12, to consider the possibility of an interim dividend payment. We'll shift our focus to the market highlights and foreign exchange insights with Denise Williams.
For the trading period ended February 4, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Logistics and wharf operations firm Kingston Wharves Limited with 7,325,025 units traded, representing 31.28% of market sales volume. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited with 3,775,014 units traded, representing 16.12% of market sales volume. Investment firm Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial with 1,662,442 units traded, representing 7.1% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On February 4, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $51.83 million purchased and US $74.41 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.45 in profit per dollar, selling the US at $158.79 and buying the US at $157.34. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders 89 cents per transaction, with selling at $110.08 and buying at $109.19. The British pound yielded Forex traders $1 in profit, with selling at $198.27 and buying at $197.27.
Time now for the credit tip of the day. A higher credit score means lower interest rates, better loan terms, and more financial flexibility. The goal is to get to 850, which is the highest score available. Here are some options. Diversify your credit mix. If you only have credit cards, consider a small installment loan to boost your profile. Keep old accounts open. The longer your credit history, the better. Don't close old credit cards, even if unused. And that wraps up today's business report. We now turn to regional news. Trinidad and Tobago is moving closer to establishing its own government data center. A new grant agreement signed by the European Union, CAF Development Bank, and the Ministry of Digital Transformation is paving the way for the project. Sunil Lala reports.
3.255 million euros, which is 24.4 million Trinidad and Tobago dollars at today's current exchange rates.
That's the amount being granted from the European Union used to facilitate the implementation of TNT's interoperability platform, e-identity program and a government data center through the Latin America and Caribbean Investment Facility. Finance Minister Com Inward says the data center in particular has been an idea since 2016, noting that the Ministry of Digital Transformation now has the push to take the next step.
Is simply allowing government ministries and departments to share information in a safe and secure manner. So you can gather information, you can share information, and it's encrypted so that people can get into it. You won't be, hopefully, be a victim of ransomware attacks and so on with this.
Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Dr. Amory Brown says the grant would not just be beneficial for this country.
Will provide for, among other things, the convening of regional workshops with a number of Caribbean pilot countries to enable the free movement of people using facial recognition. So you can see the obvious connections to the free movement regime.
Minister of Digital Transformation Hassel Bacchus emphasizes that this grant would go a long way to helping TNT's digitalization thrust.
We need our international, local and regional friends to help us along this journey as we do so for them as well.
And according to Head of Cooperation of the EU to CARICOM, David Magoyan, it was a grant with no strings attached.
This €3 million grant, no loans, that the EU provides are without anything in return, with no strings attached. This because we believe on a better digital society and a better world for all.
CAF said it is finalizing the implementation of a feasibility study for construction of the Tier 4 government data center. Sonolala, TTT News.
St. Lucia is taking a proactive approach to tackle potential trade and immigration challenges. The government has set up 2 task forces to assess the impact of U.S. global tariffs, shifting immigration policies, and uncertainty over USAID funding.
President Donald Trump's 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods, along with a 10% tariff on China, are under close global scrutiny, signaling potential trade tensions and economic shifts.
And this shows basically how what happens out of St. Lucia, away from St. Lucia, has an impact on St. Lucia. We are a very small economy, a small society, and the imposition of tariffs, what we are very concerned about is the impact they have on inflation, on the cost of goods and services in St. Lucia, particularly food.
In response to the tariffs, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre announced a task force headed by Commerce Minister Emma Hippolyte to monitor these global developments.
We import many of our food and other goods from the U.S. So this is why we are creating that special task force to look at the implications. And I hope that all the people involved in the importation of goods or work with that task force to see what we can do to mitigate against the effects of the tariffs as they are proposed to be done by the U.S. starting from tomorrow.
Pierre reiterated his call to buy local, referencing past comments for which he was criticized, encouraging nationals to use bananas and other local products creatively.
How that was ridiculed, it was because of the lack of foresight in the opposition, for their desire to play politics with everything. When I spoke about cassavas, when I spoke about the cassava industry, again I was ridiculed. It has all come to the forefront of the necessity for food security. And what better food security than we can have than beginning to grow, to eat what we grow in St. Lucia.
The future of the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, is uncertain as discussions about its potential abolition gain momentum among influential figures, including President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk. Established in the early 1960s, USAID has been vital in administering humanitarian aid globally, including support for nations like St. Lucia. Recent actions such as a freeze on foreign aid and the agency's website going offline have raised concerns about the impact on vulnerable populations that depend on U.S. assistance.
The decision by the U.S. to stop aid, foreign aid, there are a few programs that St. Lucia has, a few U.S.-funded programs, such as the Violence Interruption Program sponsored by USAID, the CREP, which is the Community Reintegration Program for the inmates of Bodily, and the OASIS program. They are now on hold because they're waiting for the final word from the U.S. But the government will do everything within its power to safeguard these programs and to safeguard the well-being of the people of St. Lucia.
In sports, we look to football, with Trinidad and Tobago set to face Jamaica in 2 international friendlies. Defender Isaiah Garcia says he's eager and ready to represent the senior men's team starting with Thursday's match. Adrian Lazar has more from TTT Live.
The Trinidad and Tobago senior men's football team arrived in Jamaica on Monday to do battle against the Reggae Boys in 2 international friendlies. Defender Isaiah Garcia, who was unable to feature against Saudi Arabia due to a hamstring injury, was named in Dwight York's 24-man squad.
It means a lot, honestly. This is all a new start, a fresh start for all of us. It's a new coach, new ideas. He doesn't know everyone to the capacity of previous. So everyone has a fair chance, a fighting chance. So it's just for us to go there and grab the opportunity. And I think it's an excellent thing. So it's just for us to make the most of it.
The defender acknowledged the role his club has played in his recent form.
We've been doing tremendous work with our home club defense force. Kudos to the staff, to the coach, Theo Ball, Devon Jocelyn, and the other staff members, the trainers. The team is doing extremely well at the moment, at the top of the table in the league, and it has given us the fighting chance to be selected for our national team. It has us in a position where we can represent our country to the best of our ability, being in season, showing great form, giving a lot of the younger players, myself, Kaim Thomas, Jabari St-Hilaire, the opportunity to come out here and play, and even showcasing some of the more senior players such as Justin Garcia, Kevin Molino, showing that they can still perform well at this high level.
Garcia also expressed his readiness for the challenge of Jamaica.
It means the world to me because for me it signifies another opportunity, another chance to represent my country at the highest level. I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm very much appreciative of the opportunity. I know it's definitely going to be a hard game. It's going to be a physical game, the rivalry among Trinidad and Jamaica. It's ongoing long before my time, and again, I'm just ready for the challenge and show what I have to offer.
The match on February 6th will take place at the Montego Bay Sports Complex. Adrian Lazar, TTT Sport.
And that's it for the news on PBCJ. Pleasant viewing.